Today's review is brought to you by Zoe's Greek Yogurt. Did you know it takes an average of about 5 men's worth of labor to fill in a bucket of Zoe with their delicious man-made yogurt? Are you working late on that game you hope will be released? Well, now you too can get some release and snack down on a bowl full of Zoe's yogurt.
The low-fat taste of probiotics right in your mouth. Oh yeah.
Zoe's yogurt. It's all over me.
Depression Quest hinges on its deeply personal writing style. Content that addresses the complex and nuanced issues regarding mental illnesses and stigma such as Depression Quest should be lauded as providing something beneficial. Wow. The long and short of it, it's not only good, it's truly revolutionary. GameSpot liked it, Gameranx liked it, Rock Paper Shotgun liked it, Destructoid liked it, GameSpy liked it. Okay, what's going on? We gotta play this. This must be the best game ever.
Hello, I'm Asa. I'm just your regular gamer. And today we're gonna play Depression Quest. Which means we're not gonna need this. That makes me already kinda wary.
Alright, time to delve into the treat that is Depression Quest. I mean, look down here, look at all these awards. The Indicate Award and Best Narrative and all these other awards that make the thing look, distinguished. Doesn't this look like a game you need to play right the fuck now? Pay what you want or play for free? No guesses which one I'm going with on this one. But yeah, this is the game, folks. You read big walls of text, and then you choose a selection at the bottom. And there it is. That's depression, guys. Depression is reading a bunch of text and making... and actually, you should be thankful that my video capture card doesn't capture sound, because the music is horrendous. I guess Zoe believes that, depression is best conveyed by a really sad piano tune, which is like the same 3 or 4 notes being played over and slowly and over again, and yeah. Bottom line, the music sucks. Play it on mute. Do yourself a favor. Yeah, and this is pretty much the game, folks. Not much to see here. Yeah. Pretty exciting gameplay, isn't it? Alright, so you've seen more or less the gameplay and the game, quote unquote. But is it well written, at least? Not by a long chalk. Look how she spells existent. Excuse me, let's fix that. Which is weird, because later on she spells it correctly. I guess she's playing the field, hoping 1 out of 2 is correct? But let's see, what about your character? Who do you play as, Alright, so you're a mid-20s human being. Male or female? No clue. But if you click on Significant Other, we can probably find out. Let's see, you notice that you met this person somewhere, got along just great, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, and aha! It's a she. Meaning you can only play as a straight guy or a lesbian. No gay guys allowed in this biased game, because they're so incapable of being depressed, right? Ugh. You can click on Social Circle to find out that you know a few guys and you don't hang out with any of them. You come from a well-adjusted household and your parents love you. Gee, it's your average depressive person this does not sound like. Now, let me read a bit of the narrative itself so you can get a feel for just how deep it is. This is what happens when you're offered a cat, to make you feel less lonely, and you say no to it. You've never been a fan of cats. You feel like they all hate you, and you figure you have enough hate coming from your own inner monologues already. I'm sorry. I just can't right now. I hope you find a good home for her. You sit through a few more sales pitch statements that border on guilt trips and rebut them with fabricated excuses about your landlord not allowing pets before your coworker gives up and thanks you anyway. You wish him luck in finding a home for her. As you hang up, you feel pangs of guilt as you imagine him having to put her in a shelter. The next day at work, you run into your coworker and breathe a sigh of relief as he informs you that he was able to find a good home for the kids. So it was pointless! I mean, wouldn't it have been so much more exciting if, your fears were realized and suddenly, yes! The cat, well, we had to put old kitty cat down. Nobody wanted her, so we threw her into a bag and drowned her in the river. I mean, anything! And this is the most exciting part of the game. Now let me stress, pun certainly not intended, that it is impossible to reach the darkest reaches of depression in this game. You can be depressed, you can be very depressed, you can be deeply depressed, you can be profoundly depressed, same shit as deeply, or you can be severely depressed and misspelling words, but you can never be sufficiently depressed and lacking in professional aid that you decide to kill yourself one day. Considering the subject matter, I feel it is a cop-out on the part of the author to omit this possibility from the game, considering all roads that don't involve a therapist lead you to losing your girlfriend and all human contact. So no, the author is not giving it the depth and seriousness that the subject matter deserves, and it's plain as day that she's using this as an excuse to appear as though she really wanted to show the world how depressives live. But in reality, all she did was slapdash together a few vanilla scenarios that she could later pass off as deep and thought-provoking, and she didn't even have the nerve to go through with describing the true dark side of depression. Genius? Thought-provoking? No, this is pandering. Pandering to our increasing social justice warrior crowd. So in conclusion, this thing, it's not a game. It's not even what it sets out to be, which is allegedly an inside look on how people with depression live their daily lives. Full disclosure, I dislike Zoe Quinn for what she is as a person. I disagree with her ultra-feminist views, which will make her a huge hypocrite when you realize she sold her body to the alleged evil patriarchy for whack-off fodder, and then she became a sex toy to various different men in order to give her game exposure. But that isn't why I dislike the game. At least not the main reasons I do, they're just supplemental reasons. But there's something much more heinous going on here, folks. The gaming industry wants to cram this type of non-game down our throats and tell us it's good and good for us. They've lost their way. In the olden days, games were about, fun. But now I regret that we ever went to war with Roger Ebert over video games being considered an art form. And you know why? Because when you think deeply about it, that guy had our best interests in mind without even knowing it. Games used to be about fun, and plot was a secondary thing that would somehow make the game sometimes more engaging. Well, nowadays, every fucking game designer without a real idea for a fun game throws the game aspect in the trash can and tries to make something they believe is deep by shoving in a lot of story and bullshit that serves their own political views in some idiotic way. Game designers today don't want to be architects, they want to be artists. They don't want to design games, they just want to say something. And guess what? It's ruining gaming as we know it. You'll never see a game about a man in overalls eating mushrooms to grow big and stomping on turtles because it's just the silly world he lives in. Now meet Depression Quest, a game these yahoos are all praising to high hell. These people are your alleged voice. You read them. You, the gamer, give each of these fuckers exposure. You allow this to happen by reading their reviews and buying what they tell you is good, and in a fit of buyer's remorse, you then tell yourself later, well, it was for a good cause. I don't want to be that guy that doesn't like the game that everyone else likes. I can like it. I can make myself like it. Honest. Let's be frank here. This game does nothing for depressives. It doesn't let you know what depression is. Christ, my best friend is a goddamn depressive. He got so desperate to find meaning in his existence that he played chicken in traffic and dared drivers to run him the fuck over. Where is that goddamn option in the game? Zoe Quinn is such a shallow-minded hack that the best she could come up with to describe living with depression was to give you a current mental state illustrated by varying levels of TV fuzz and a sad piano song to put you in the mood. That's not immersive. That's not genius. That's not even close to how it feels to live with depression. Don't even get me started on her lack of grammar, the fact that the game locks up if you choose a certain path of options, the fact that there's no gameplay, it's just a choose your own adventure with the quote-unquote happy options removed from your choices but visible so that you know what normal people would do. Because a person with depression is necessarily incapable of making the happy choices. Fuck you, Zoe. Oh, and the game itself is too cowardly to even explore the option that, yes, some depressives commit suicide. That option? Not available. I tried to choose the worst possible options. I tried to see just how dark this game could get. But this is it. Here's your epilogue. You just lose your girlfriend and you end up, telling your mom that you hate your existence. And that's it. That's literally it. The gaming industry wants to feed this shit to you like they know what's best for you. And that's what annoys me, is that there are these shit-eating douchebag gamers like this asshole here with a modicum of clout who think that this is the right path and who will blindly drink the feminist Kool-Aid thinking that they're doing humanity some greater good by making gaming more realistic and gritty. Yeah, that's what we thought we wanted as kids. Turns out reality is a harsh thing. Games were fun because they weren't about reality. They were about engaging your imagination. And here we are, shitting all over imagination and saying that gaming needs to conform to the political views of people who didn't even like games to begin with. Give it a few years and you'll have Voting the Game, complete with real-life ads and real-life candidates. Hell, maybe we can just vote on our Xboxes for future presidents straight from the comfort of home. Because that's what we signed up for when we first smacked a coin box in Mario, right? Right? Play Depression Quest, or rather, read the goddamn thing. It's not a good game. It reads like a terribly written choose-your-own-adventure book, and every ending leads you to the same prologue where your self-entitled, quote-unquote, depressed character mopes to his mom about how worthless he is, and you get a thanks for playing. We used to shit on this sort of tripe back in the day. What happened? Did we lose our interest in games? Boycott Kotaku, boycott Game Informer, GameSpy, Rock, Paper, Shotgun, and play what you really want to play. Otherwise, the industry is just going to assume that they're really speaking for you, and you're never going to see your precious fun again.
And that's all I have to say. I'm going to go play some more now. Till next time, dear viewer.